ASB, the actual letters stand for Associated Student Body. So the idea of ASB or leadership is that the students are the representative of the school as a whole. So as events are created, as fundraisers are put on, these students and this group, they are hopefully representing the school as a whole.
It's the Associated Student Body. We plan events and stuff for the school.
I know they're voted by the school to represent the school and as a sort of acting governance body for our students.
ASB is essentially a student council, and our goal is to unite the student body and to bring them together because we feel as though we aren't really connected as a student body, and we want to bridge the gap between administration and the students.
They deal a lot with culture, and but they're also recognized as the student leadership.
ASB is just a group of students who were elected by the student body to represent them, to plan all the activities and all the activities that sort of make high school what it is. And it's sort of, ASB is just a representation of the student body.
That we just try to put on different events such as dances and rallies and fundraisers in hopes to bring the student body together and to make the campus more of a fun place.
I know that ASB isn't in charge of what events go on, but I believe they're in charge of planning the events that they're told are going to happen, like decorating and coming up with dates of stuff, Spirit Week, stuff like that.
In fact, I don't know if the general population of the students really know what ASB is.
The goal and the hope, and I think we see it a lot, it goes up and down throughout the year, but building school spirit, pulling together the school community, fundraising for causes and events on campus, helping out the clubs in their fundraising needs as well. So I think some of the bigger events, whether it be something like Winter Wishes, where we're going out and helping those on our campus, or something like March Madness or futsal or our dodgeball tournaments, that some you have to buy in and it's a fundraiser. Like March Madness, you buy in to play, but it's a fundraiser for Pennies for Patients. So it's the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So a lot of times we're trying to build that community on campus however we can.
We plan events so that the student body has fun. Like if the Associated Student Body wasn't here, then people would just go to school and be bored all day.
And today, ASB is running the Winter Wishes Rally. We're giving out gifts to people who necessarily need gifts, not a want. So I hope that runs smoothly.
We make calendars each month for what events are going to be held on and off campus. We organize different rallies with the rally board, and we put on different appreciation months and weeks for staff and teachers.
I think it gives high school a fun place to be in. High school has so much pressure, and it just sort of gives you the activities and the time off that you might not have done by yourself, but it sort of just opens opportunities of things you can do.
I thought it was to get the entire school together, for certain events or things happening on campus and whatnot, and probably just pump up the school's morale with cool stuff. But I don't really see that, so.
I really don't know a whole lot about ASB. I mean, I know that they plan events, but I'm not sure to what extent they plan their events.
They do stuff for the school, and that's pretty much it. I don't know.
I wouldn't know, at all. I don't think ASB really does anything. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, pretty much the same. From far as I know, it's setting up all the events that go on, partially dances, rallies, etc.
We actually do a lot of stuff in the morning, and also not just in the morning, but in general throughout the day. You know, we sacrifice a lot of our time. For example, study halls, after school, during the night. For example, if we have a dance or you know, any type of after school activity, we do put a lot of time into things, and yeah, that's just one thing.
I think another thing people might be surprised to know is, like, even if it's not an event for students, like if it's an open house school night, we're the ones that, like, we volunteer our time to go and help these parents out or help kind of make the school look as good as we know it can. And so I feel like people don't really know that side of us either, because that's not really that publicized or anything.
A lot of people definitely don't see the amount of time people put in when they're in ASB, and like they just look at the final product and judge it, but they don't know like all the planning that's gone into it, and it could be like weeks to months of time. So I don't know, I feel like as being in ASB for 4 years, I realized like how much work you have to put in if you want this event to be successful.
I think that one thing that would surprise people is that we actually go out and go shopping for a lot of supplies and tools that we use, and that we actually pay. Of course, we get reimbursed for it, but we're actually going out to go pay for all those things.
It's unfortunate, and I know this is my 4th year here at Prospect, and I know that that's a problem at all schools with that disconnect between ASB and the rest of the student body. It's unfortunate because a lot of times the students don't see the amount of work, like over the year, the hundreds of hours of work that the ASB students put in.
So basically this will be your end of the year project. Those of you that are
but I think the disconnect is there because a lot of times, and not just at our school, in all schools probably, there's a difference of the group of students that are in ASB versus the group of students that are out in the actual school community.
Because everyone's just like really negative, and I think that like it's not our fault that like some things don't go like the exact way that people want them to.
Definitely.
I am 100% disconnected by my own choosing, because I just don't care what they do at this point.
I think it's because we don't connect enough, and I feel like it's because a lot of ASB are too many of the same people. And I feel like if we widen our scope of who joins ASB and who's a part of it, and encourage different variety of people to join ASB, more people, like the school would come together more as a whole.
Since I don't know exactly what they do or like what impact they have on the school directly.
Well, I'm not even sure if it's them. I think it's more about the general malaise among the population, student population. I mean, if they look at the data a little bit, I don't know what the data is about student participation in voting, for example. I don't know how much of the percentage of the school participates in that.
The ASB students, the class, the 36 that I have or the 50 that another school might have, it's not representative, the diversity that the actual school campus has.
I do know that some students that have actually tried to throw their hat in the ring and run for an office has received kind of frustrating experience. The students treat them with I don't know, they disregard them or maybe even harass them. And I'm not talking about students that are actually currently on ASB either. I'm talking about new students, students that we don't ever know have tried because they're just kind of cast off.
So people get upset thinking that we are the ones making decisions to not do certain things when it actually is the district itself.
Or at least like tell us what they're doing.
No, I think they do a good job. And whatever they do.
You don't know what they do or what they are?
Yeah.
But you think they do a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest reason, because a lot of people don't know what ASB really does. If they like communicated with the student body a little bit more and tried to reach out to everyone, then I think that would be better and the relationship between ASB and the student body would improve.
Like, I'm sure they do a lot for the school that we just don't know about.
I think the only thing that they could improve upon is maybe, like I said, standing up for the students more and making sure that they're better representative of the entire population of the school rather than just their friends.
And so that's something that we've talked about and really hoping to change, whether it be through events that we add or try to connect the students to, or really trying to like go and see who else we can pull into the class so that we can have a better group of diverse students.